We continue now at the top of Daf Nun Tes Samad Aleph in Meseches Nazir. This is Nazir Daf 59a. The Gemara says, Ika Diamri, there are those who have a different version of the above discussion. Rashi explains, Ika Diamri Devehedya, Mefarish Rabbi Chia Mishum Lo Yilbash Gever Simlas Isha. The difference in this version is that Rabbi Chia is going to say explicitly that the reason prohibition, talking about shaving areas of the body like the armpits and the area of the erva, the reason for the prohibition is the pasuk of Lo Yilbash Gever Simlas Isha, that a man is not allowed to wear the clothing of a woman. V'isha darka b'kachshu nivo lo kashiyesh lasar, and it's the way of a woman to shave these areas of the body. Again, Ika de Amri, there are those who have the version of the discussion as follows. Amr B'chia Barabba, Amr Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Chia Barabba says that Rabbi Yochanan says, Hamavir beis hashechiu beis ha'erva, if somebody removes the hair by the armpits or by the area of the erva, loke mishum lo yilbash gever simlas isha. So there's going to be malchus, again explicitly because of the violation of the pasuk, lo yilbash gever simlas isha, that a man is not allowed to wear the garments of a woman. Meisvei, we have a question from the following brayso, Havara seir eina midivrei Torah, ela midivrei sofrim. It says explicitly over here that the removal of hair is not an isser d'oraisa, it's only an isser midrabanan. It seems to go against what Rabbi Yochanan says, that it's an isser d'oraisa. And the Gemara answers, Hu damar ki aitana d'tanya, well, he'll follow the Tana in the following brayso. The brayso says, Hamavir beis hashechiu beis ha'erva, if somebody removes the hair of the armpits and the hair of the area of the erva, hareza over mishum lo yilbash gever simlas isha, then he's going to transgress, he'll violate the negative commandment that a man is not allowed to wear the garment of a woman. And the Gemara says, V'tana kama haylo yilbash gever my darish be. Now the first Tana, the one that says that it is not a violation, that it's not an isser midoraisa, it's only midivrei sofrim, so what is he darshan out of the pasuk of lo yilbash gever? And the Gemara says to that, mi boy leilechidetanya, he's going to use the pasuk of lo yilbash gever for the teaching in the following brisa. It says in the brisa that it says in the pasuk lo yeh kli gever alisha, it says that again a woman is not allowed to wear the kli gever, the garments of a man. My Talmud lomar, what is the pasuk talking about when it says lo yeh kli gever alisha? Im shelo yilbash ish simlas isha v'isha simlas ish. If all it meant was that a man is not allowed to wear the garments of a woman and a woman is not allowed to wear the garments of a man, harei kvar nemar toevahi v'ein kan toeva. The pasuk also says that it's an abomination, and that would not be an abomination. It would not qualify as an abomination just because an individual is wearing the garments of, let's say, a man of the garments of a woman, or a woman the garments of a man. So rather, the pasuk must have a different meaning. Ela shelo yilbash ish simlas isha. What the pasuk actually means is that a man cannot wear the garments of a woman v'yeshev ben anoshim, to sit amongst the women. In other words, that already is an abomination, that he's doing it in order to mingle with the women. V'isha simlas ish, and similarly, a woman is not allowed to wear the garments of a man, v'teishev ben anoshim, that she should sit among the men. And the brisa continues, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov Omer, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov says, Minayin shelo tetzei isha b'chlei zayin l'milchama. From where do we know that a woman should not go out with weapons of war? Talmud lomar, the pasuk says, Lo yeh kli gever alisha. It says that a woman is not allowed to have kli gever, and the kli gever is referring to these chlei zayin, these weapons of war. V'lo yilbash gever simlas isha. What does the pasuk mean when it says that a man cannot wear the garment of a woman? What that means is, shelo yisaken ish b'tzikune isha. It means that a man is not allowed to use the cosmetics of a woman. And the Gemara continues, Amar of Nachman says, Ben Nazir mutter. When it comes to Nazir, so a Nazir is already shaving, so he's also allowed to shave the hair by his armpits. But the Gemara says, Veles hilchas hakavase, the halach is not like him, that is not permitted for a Nazir. The idea of Rav Nachman was, once he's already shaving, so if he's already shaving the hair on his head, so it wouldn't be any problem to shave the area of hair by the armpit, or the hair by the area of the erva, and that's what Rav Nachman had said. But again, the halacha does not follow that. Tosa says, Ben Nazir mutter lahaver beis hashechiu beis ha'erva. In other words, by a Nazir it's mutter to remove the hair by the armpit and the area of the erva. The kasavar achareish, a Nazir ma'aver kol sarosho. Once it's true already, he holds. Once it's true, a Nazir is removing all the hair on his head. Lo chashav noi v'tikon lagabe oso ish lahaver beis hashechiu beis ha'erva. So it wouldn't be considered like he's trying to beautify himself just because he removes that other hair. V'les hilchas hakavase daser af l'Nazir. But that's not the halacha. The halacha is that it's usher for a Nazir to remove those hairs. And the Gemara continues, Amrulei Rabbanan Rabbi Shimon bar Abba. The Rabbanan said to Rabbi Shimon bar Abba, Chazina leila Rabbi Yochanan de Lesle. We saw Rabbi Yochanan that he doesn't have the armpit hair. It seems that he's removing it. So Amar Lahon, so he said to them, Machmas zikna nashru, it just fell out because he's older, it's not something that he removed. Tosa says, Chazino Rabbi Yochanan, the Leslie Perish, Sar Beis HaShechi. It's saying again that he doesn't have the Sar Beis HaShechi, he doesn't have the hair by the armpits. V'hu gufei mechaye b'avaraso midlo meshani b'misparayim shakline to l'chol ha'pachos midivrei sofer masel Rabbi Yochanan afim misparayim. They're not going to answer, or they don't answer, that he did it with scissors, because l'chol ha'pachos says Tosus, it would still be, according to Rabbi Yochanan, at least an Isser D'Rabbanan, to remove it with scissors. And again, the response was, it fell out due to old age. And the Gemara continues, Hahudis Chayiv Negida Kame de Rabbi Yami. There was an individual who was Chayiv Malchus in the court of Rabbi Yami, a Gloi Beis HaShechi. And so then in the process they were going to give him these Malchus. So then they saw his armpits, and Chazia de lo megalech, they saw that he had not shaved the hair by his armpits. So Amar Lahon Rabbi Yami, so Rabbi Yami said to them, Shavke, Shivkua, leave this person aside, don't punish him. Dein min Chavrayahu, this is one of our Chaverim, meaning to say, this is an individual who's meticulous in halacha, he's careful not to shave the hair by his armpits. And the Gemara continues, Boy minei Rav me Rabbi Chia. Rav asked Rabbi Chia the following question, Mahu legaleach, what is the halacha in terms of shaving the hair of the armpits? Amar le, he said, Asr, is Asr to do so. Amar le, so he said to him, Evhaka gadol, but it's going to grow, it's going to cause pain to the person. So Amar le, so he said back to him, Bar Pachti, son of nobles, is man yeshlo, there's a limit to it. Calls man shu gadol notion, if it grows too much, so it falls out, that is not a concern. And the Gemara continues, Boy minei Rav me Rabbi Chia. Rav asked Rabbi Chia the following question, Mahu lachach, what would be the halacha? Rashi says, Mahu lachach bebeis hashechi biyado. He could take his hands, he can rub the area under his armpit, kedei lahaver saser, so he'll remove the hair in that fashion. Is that okay? Amar le said to him, Asr, that is going to be prohibited. Bebigdo ma, what if the person is going to use his garment? And Rashi explains, Mahu lachach bebigdo keneged beis hashechi. Let's say he doesn't do it directly with his hand, but he uses the garment, indirectly rubs the area, in order to remove the hair by rubbing it. Is that okay to use a beged? Amar le, so he said to him, mutter, that's going to be mutter. And Rashi explains, Amar le, mutter hol ve'no nogeh b'sar lebebigdo, since he's not touching directly the hair, he's using the beged to do it indirectly, that is mutter. And the Gemara continues, Ika di'amri, there are those who have the version of the above discussion as follows, Boi minei b'tfila bebigdo mai. The question actually was, when the person is davening, is he able to use a beged? Amar le aser, and he said to him that it's aser, v'les hilchas hakavase, but that is not the halacha. And Rashi explains, Zika di'amri hachi kami boile b'tfila bebigdo mai. The question really was, when a person is davening, can he use his beged kilomar hamispalel? Meaning, if somebody is davening, ma'u lachach bebigdo, can he rub the hair with the garment again, like indirectly, so that the kinim should fall from him. If he has lice, they should fall away. That, in other words, the point is he's not directly touching his flesh, so maybe it's mutter to do this if you're using a beged. Amar le'asr, he said, no, you can't rub with a beged, but that's not true. Really, you are allowed to rub with a beged, mutter, because as long as a person is not touching his skin directly, so it's mutter even if he's in the middle of tefillah. And we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Nun Tes Amud Beis.